In this sponsored tutorial, we're going to check out the brand new QWERY theme. This theme has pretty much everything you could need. It comes integrated with a booking plugin. It has events management. It's integrated fully with WooCommerce with custom designs for product layouts and shop layouts. It has the largest collection of pre-made elements and visual effects of any theme. It's Elementor compatible, and it's a great theme to check out if you're shopping around for a new theme or if you need to meet specific needs of your clients. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below this video. I try to answer them the best I can. My name is Bjorn Allpass from WPLearningLab, where we help you get better at WordPress so you can earn more for yourself, for your customers, and for your business. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Now let's get started. This is the theme forest page for this theme. It's only $19 and it is packed with features. And importantly, it also meets the Envato WordPress requirements, and you get a special badge for this. This badge is not awarded to every theme, but it's important to have these requirements met in order to work properly with WordPress sites. And here's a sale that's going on currently. It's $19 right now. Every 3 days, it goes up in price. And there's already 206 sales. And it was just created a week ago. And it was published very recently. Like, it was created in the system a week ago, but it was published live very recently. So after you're done watching this video, I encourage you to go to this page and check out what this theme has to offer. There are currently 30 demo sites, and there's a live preview option. So you can check out how this site works live. And I'm going to go through pretty much everything in this tutorial, so you don't have to check out the live preview. But if you want to, go for it, and you can interact with it live on your computer. So let's get into what this theme can do for you, starting with a totally blank WordPress install. Starting with a completely blank site, to install the QWERY theme, we have to go into the dashboard and then go to Appearance and Themes, and then choose Add New, and then Upload. Click Choose File, find the file on your hard drive, then click on Open and Install Now. This is the same way you'd install any theme you download from ThemeForest. This is quite a large theme, so it's going to take a minute or two to install. I'm just going to pause this video, and I'll be right back when it's installed. The theme successfully installed. That took under 1 minute. I'm going to click on Activate. And next we have to install the ThemeRex add-ons plugin by clicking on Install right here. And then we'll install some more things as we go on to make this theme work as well as it can. First, we're installing this. Then we click on Activate, and then we enter our details here and our purchase code. Check this box, and then click on Submit. Now the theme has been activated. We can go ahead and install a child theme. Child themes are really only required if you're going to make edits to the templates directly. If you're just going to use the appearance and customize and just to edit pages through posts and pages over here, you don't necessarily need a child theme. It's just for more advanced users who are going to edit templates directly. So I'm going to skip the child theme and click on Skip and Proceed right here. And here it shows a list of add-ons required for this theme. These are all already installed. There's a deactivate button if you want to deactivate them, but we need to keep them all on. So we're going to go to the next step because this step is done already. Under the skins, we're just going to use this default one right here. There are a lot of different options though. Look at how many different templates there are, and all of them are fully stocked with WooCommerce templates, booking templates, event management templates, fancy blog templates, and a lot of elements. I believe it's the largest element library for any theme available on ThemeForest. So there's a lot of options, and you can definitely build any kind of site that you want. And if you're finding this tutorial helpful, click the like button, because that helps this video show up for more people on YouTube so we can spread the knowledge and help more people with this information. So make sure you click like if you like this video. If you click on any one of these, you can do a live preview, and you can click through the fully featured site and see what all the different templates are. Some of them have more templates than others. The one we're going to look at today has pretty much every single template you can get with QWERY, so we're going to see everything it can do. But you can click through to any live preview on here and see the site in action. We are going to use, for this tutorial, the default one up here. I'm going to click on Update to make sure I have the most recent version. Then click on OK. Skin's been updated, page will reload, and now we're on the next step. That was the skins page, now we're on the plugins page. These are all the plugins that we need to have to make this work properly. I'm going to click on Select All, and then Install and Activate. Some of these, if you're advanced, you may not want some of these. For example, if you're not doing booking on your site, you don't need the Latepoint booking plugin. If you're not doing appointments through your site, you don't need the Booked Appointments plugin. So you can mix and match whichever one you want. I want to install all of them because we want to see how they all work in this tutorial, but you can pick and choose which ones you want to have. Let's click on Install and Activate to install them. I'm just going to pause this video while this installs and activates all these plugins. And I'm back, and they're all installed and activated. That just brought us right to the next page after that was done. And now we can install the demo template. Over here, we have a systems check to make sure everything checks out on our site and our server. If these numbers are all in green, then everything is good. If they're not in green, you're going to have to go and update some of these things. For example, the PHP memory limit, that can be changed to be higher. The PHP version can be changed, usually through your hosting account. I've got a tutorial for the PHP memory limit. I'll link to that in the card up above and the description down below. And the max input vars, I've got a tutorial for that as well. And you can update a lot of these things to make the limits higher, as long as your host allows it. And then you get these all green. And then we can choose what we want to have installed over here. We have a partial import tab and a full import tab. If you're working on an existing site and you're adding this theme in, I'd go with the partial import and check the box for the ones that you want. I'm going to do a full import, which is going to wipe everything on the site and just install the demo template. That's what this warning is about, and it cannot be undone. You could back up your site first or do this on a staging site or some kind of demo site if you wanted to, but if this is your live site, be careful because everything's going to be wiped out. Click OK when you're ready. And here it says again, this is recommended for new WordPress installations only because you irreversibly erase all your current website data. I understand and I want to proceed. I'm going to make sure all these boxes are checked. Then I'll click on Start Import. If the automatic import doesn't work for some reason, there's also a manual demo data installation option over here. You can download this archive, follow these instructions, and then you can install the demo manually if the automatic one doesn't work for some reason. But it should work in most cases. I imagine it's only certain server configurations that prevent the automatic one from working, but I haven't experienced that on auto importers before. I'm going to click on Start Import to start the import, and I will again pause this video while it progresses through these steps, and I'll be back when it's all done. The data import is complete, and now it automatically reloads to the next page, the quick setup, where we can choose our theme colors. We can choose our logo settings. I'm just going to keep these as they are for this tutorial, but you can change your logo here. We can also change this in the site afterwards, so it doesn't have to be done right now. Change our body style, sidebar position on a small screen, i.e. mobile and tablets, sidebar widgets, page settings. You can see how many different styles there are. We're going to go through and look at all these styles in this tutorial. Pagination options, sidebar positions again, single post style, product list options. This will be applicable if you're using WooCommerce. If you're not using WooCommerce, you don't have to worry about this. If you change anything here, click on Save Options. I'm going to click on Finish because I didn't change anything. And now our theme is live. If I go out to here, go to Visit Site, we can see how it looks. When your demo content is imported, you have a lot of options for pages and elements and blocks to mix and match to make your perfect website, and all of them work with Elementor. So if you want to edit anything, you can use the Elementor page builder to do that. This is a good looking home page. There are some parallax effects built right in. You can see the elements behind, and actually the X's in front of this bust move around as we move our mouse, and the little dot follows us as well. It's a nice looking homepage, and the homepage is made of components that we're going to look at in just a minute. There's a lot of different components you can choose to mix and match to make the perfect page, make it exactly how you want it to be. We're going to go through those components in a minute, but first I want to show you something else that you don't see included in a lot of themes. In fact, you usually have to buy a third-party plugin to make this work, and that is events. There is a full-fledged event building system built into this theme. If I go to the events list, it shows all the events that are currently set up on the site. You can see them all listed here. You can filter the events by seeing the whole list. You can filter them by month. And here you can choose the month and the year. The events on this demo are in 2022. So if I go to March 2022, we should be able to see some events on here. Here they are. There's the Minimalist Trends event, spans multiple days. In fact, most of the month. There's a Beginner's Guide to Design event. And as you can see when you hover over these timelines, we see what the event is. And if you click on it, we see more details about that event. You can set the price, the dates, the title, featured image, about the event, some text, shortcuts to add it to Google Calendar and iCal, and then all the event details right here, and a map with the location if you have a location for the event. So it's a full-fledged event creation system. Third-party plugins might have more capabilities like printing tickets and then scanning tickets and having all that done as well. But if you just need basic events, this theme is perfect for that. And in addition to the event system, we also have a booking capability built right into the theme. If we go to Pages again, then go to Booking Calendar, we can book on the calendar. We see how many slots are available on each day. This would be set up in the back end. You determine how many slots are available on which day. People can click on that date. They can choose the slot. They can click Book Appointment, and they fill out the form, and the appointment has been requested, which you can then approve in the back end. So that's the booking calendar. It's pretty standard, but normally you have to have other third-party plugins to make this functionality work on your site. This is built right into the theme, which is awesome. And you also have the ability to book services. So if you go to Pages again, go to Latepoint Booking. Latepoint is just an example company in this case. We can actually book services. Again, this is a different third-party plugin that you'd have to be able to add this functionality to your site, but it comes built into the theme. We choose Art and Design in this example. We have two different options, as we saw right here. It says two services for development as well. Click on Art and Design. I'm going to choose Branding. We can choose who we want to book with or just any agent. This is all customizable in the back end. You can add who your agents are. You can add what their work schedules are. You can add everything. Everything you see here can be customized. I'm going to choose a date and time. There's a lot of appointments available. Just going to choose 12:25 p.m. Then go to the next step. It shows a summary of what we're doing on the right-hand side. We chose branding. Michael's our agent. We chose the date, the time of day. Here's the price. And then we fill in our details. Let's just do test. And then we can just click on next step. Then we see a summary of what we entered right here. Then we click on submit. Then it shows that our appointment is confirmed. We can add it to our calendar. We can print it off. We can also create an account to manage our appointments and reservations. So if the visitor wants to do a lot of these, or if they're an ongoing coaching client of yours, for example, they can have an account on your site. They can review all of their appointments and reservations for this one and any into the future. All I do is create an account. They set the password. Let's just use an easy one like that. Click on Save. And now we have an account created. I can click on Open My Cabinet. And the account that was just created uses this email address. Whatever email address they entered, we just chose a password that we'd use later on to log in. Click on Open My Cabinet. And here is the appointment dashboard. Right now we only have one appointment, but we're approved. We're in there. And it looks nice and sleek. You can change your information. You can book a new appointment. And then when you book a new appointment, it'll show up in your appointments list right over here. And then when you're done, you can log out. And then when you want to log in, you can just log in again with the information that you used to create your account. And then you're back in, ready to review your appointments or create a new one. So that's pretty slick. It's full featured and it's built right into the theme. And as far as themes go, QWERY has one of the largest selections of pre-made elements and visual effects. We can see all those under the Elements menu item here. Let's go to the first one, Fancy Hovers. These allow you to hover over a blog post title and it shows the featured image. That's one of the ways you can use this. There's a single blog post there. You can have accordions where they can click and the hover shows an image that they'll see. You can also have more of a tag list. You can have this highlight where you hover over the text and it highlights. That's a pretty cool visual effect. Haven't seen that one before. You can change the text to view. So if someone hovers over something, they know they can click on it to view it. You can have that change colors. You can have the play button move around and be a little interactive, drawing attention to the ability to play video. And then you can play the video in a light box like that. And we also have interactive links. These are links on a page that just change the content on the page. So if I click on marketing, it'll change the image and the text. And development will change it again, branding again, UI UX design will change it again. And there's different formats you can have that work in. And we have stacked sections. This is a pretty cool feature where sections overlap each other. As you scroll down, we see the menu disappear at the top. And the next section stacks over top of the first one. Then it stays put, and the next section comes in, stacks over top of that one. So you can build an entire website just by stacking sections like that. You have image hotspots, and these are all built right into the theme. This isn't Elementor plugins or anything. These are built into the theme, and so you don't have to use a page builder like Elementor if you don't want to customize visual effects and content, but you can, because This theme completely supports Elementor. So we have the image hotspots here. We have various options for sliders. When you see these double arrows, we can click and hold and slide to the next image. And we also have the option to click the slider down below. It's kind of a unique slider design where you have buttons down below in a slider. And the image in this case is not the slider. Usually the image is the slider and the text changes. But in this case, we have text as the buttons. We also have smaller buttons up here for the slider if we want, or over here. Instead of sliding the images, it just replaces the images in the text. And then we can also have no buttons where we have it play automatically, or we can click and hold to scroll back and forth. We can do that for testimonials as well, or click the buttons. That's a pretty awesome feature. Auto-type text is where we have text auto-type. If you used Elementor for any amount of time, you've seen this feature, and this is how it can be used right in the theme. You don't have to use Elementor for that if you don't want to. Before-after sliders. I like to present images before and after. This is before the rocks are covered in water. This is after they're covered in water. Slide back and forth. So those are the interactive elements that come with the theme that you can add very easily to your pages. And the teams and services, agency blocks, and news and marketing, these are more blocks. Instead of adding a single element, this would be an entire block. You'll see what I mean when we look at them. If we go to about number 1, we see this is an entire block, this whole row right here. And here's another one. If you saw, this number actually counted up. Let's refresh and watch more closely. Starts at 0. Goes up to whatever number we set. So that's the whole block. And these are the about blocks. Different designs. You can pop in and edit all the text and the images. It's just the design itself is a block that you can easily import and easily use. A lot of different design options to make your website building life a little bit easier. About 2 is more about blocks. You get the idea. It's best to come to the site and actually check it out and play around with it. Just going to give you a quick overview of how it all works and what it looks like, and just make you aware this awesome theme is now available if you want to get it. The team members, blocks and sections, hover over images and they do fancy things. This one's really cool, where they have 2 pictures and you hover over and she smiles. I haven't seen that before, but that's really cool. And there you have the team blocks. Again, come to the site and check it out. Services blocks. Hover over these and they have various things happen as you hover. If you click on them, you can link it to a page about those services. Pretty cool visual effects on some of these. I especially like this one where we have the elements pop out from behind the image. It's pretty neat. And we have services too. And it's more designs for service blocks. They could have put it all on one page, but then the page would be too long. But I do like having a lot of pre-made elements that you can just pop in, change the images, make great looking websites. Quick and easy. Services full width shows full width sections for services. As I hover over each compartment, the background image changes. This one's a slider. This one's a zoom in effect as you hover. So in this case, the services goes the entire width of the row, whatever size the row happens to be. And the pricing tables add pricing tables, which are important if you're selling things. Everything's $0 for this pricing table. That's a good price. Everybody likes that price. A lot of different pricing table designs. And under the agency blocks, we have more blocks. Portfolio, If you click on any one of these, it'll take you to a portfolio page that you can, of course, customize and design however you want. That's a specific custom post type for your portfolio items that you can then display in blocks really easily. Change the layout, have a big one here and smaller ones on the right. A lot of options for you to display your portfolio content. And there's 2 pages of portfolio blocks because there are so many of them. I like this wave effect. When you hover over the image, it's like a flag or a wave, a flag blowing in the breeze. I think that's pretty cool. Here it shows an image of the portfolio item as you hover over the link for it. We saw that earlier as well. Here's the other one we saw earlier. Here's a filter based on the tags of your portfolio items or category. So we have the 2 pages with various blocks here, but under portfolio we have a lot of options for customizing these portfolio looks specifically. A lot of which we saw on these 2 pages. There's even more options we didn't see in this list here. If we go to our awards, you don't see this kind of page very often in themes or anywhere really, but it allows you to add awards that you've won or accolades you've received. And it's good social proof for a website, displaying awards. Our process basically allows you to outline how you work and how your company operates, and when you sign a new customer, what that customer can expect for how things work with your company. Here's kind of a timeline without specific dates on it, but it shows a progression of items. The clients block is an important block to have for social proof. These ones usually appear on the home page or the about page, allowing you to display the companies you've worked with in a nice looking, engaging manner. A lot of options for block designs here. And then testimonials, also great for social proof. This is a cool looking, unique testimonial design right here. Don't see like that very often. It's nice as well. An interactive link style testimonial slider. Here's a real slider. A lot of different ways you can display testimonials, which is very important if you have them. So if you have them, make sure you display them. You could have video testimonials as well if you wanted. A lot of different testimonial blocks. Like I said, this theme has one of the biggest collections of elements and visual effects built right in. And the elements including all these blocks that you see in the designs. The Contact Us page options and design blocks, there's a lot of them, which you can just plug and play into whatever design you're working on. I like this one a lot. This one's good too. Very nicely designed, all mobile responsive, and they can be edited with Elementor if you want to, or they can just be used as blocks. You just edit the text and boom, you're done. There's also the ability to display recent blog posts. Click on blog news here. This is a recent blog post section right here. And this is another way to display it. More of a slider style. And this element, of course, is just something you pop into the website and it pulls in the most recent blog posts for you. So all you have to set up, all you have to do is actually create the blog post and then add this element somewhere and it'll pull in the blog post for you. There's a lot of different designs, which greatly speeds up web development. And there's our events. These are blocks about your events. We saw the specific event pages earlier. This would be a block that you'd add to a page on your site highlighting events that are happening. Short event schedule here, an event slider, events with a date filter, And if you click on any one of these, it takes you to the actual event page that we also saw an example of earlier. This one's pretty great with the different categories and the images and all the information you need about upcoming events. There's the newsletter. This allows you to collect opt-ins. You connect this to your favorite email autoresponder like MailChimp, for example. But when you integrate MailChimp directly, the opt-in form is pretty ugly. These ones are quite nice. And the nicer it looks, the more signups you get. But you also have to have a good offer. Usually just a newsletter is not a best practice. You want to have something you give them, something of value before they're going to actually opt in. So nice design is great, but you have to offer something of value. This is a newsletter pop-up right here. If you click on this link, it'll open the opt-in in a pop-up. And there it is in the bottom right corner. And then we have our social links. Lots of different options for how to display those. And then we have countdown timers. If you want to use those, this theme has them built right in, and they look quite nice once they're customized. When you add a content timer block to a page, it's not perfect like this right away, but you can customize it to this point. Add a background image, change the font, change the sizes, change the button colors. And countdown timers can be very effective. You can integrate with Instagram using this block. Pulls in Instagram photos or Instagram stories. And then if you click on them, it goes to the actual Instagram page on Instagram. And then we have accordions under the general elements category. And even though they're general, they look a lot nicer than a regular accordion does on a regular theme. There's even a play button here to play video, if you want to play video. This is more the general accordion style right here. This is a much improved accordion style based on the normal accordions. Then we have progress bars. These are fairly common and fairly standard. There isn't too much unique as far as designs go in progress bars because there's only so much you can do with progress bars. But adding these images on the right, I like a lot. And the About Us in a circle. I don't like it right in the middle. Maybe up in the corner or something would be pretty cool. But I do like the adding of images to spice up a progress bar versus just one like this that's pretty plain. The title options include lots of different ways to display your title. You can have pre-headers, the title itself and an icon, and a button. Move them to the side. You can have a pre-header, the actual header, and a subtitle. Have it horizontal like this. A lot of different options for titles on pages. For typography, there's also a lot of options. There's the standard headings and the heading sizes. But there's also the ability to really easily change your link color, add a background to elements if you want to, add drop caps, which is basically a big capital letter for the first word. There's block quotes, change image alignment, adding icons with colors for your list styles, tables, input buttons, all of it highly customizable to match whatever you're developing for yourself or for your client. The buttons show you a lot of different button options. These are all customizable. When you add these elements to a page, you can customize every part of them. Tabs gives you tabs. Click on them and it changes the content. This is much nicer than the usual tabs you see on most themes. This is the events tab we saw earlier, the one I really liked because it had the images right here and all the information about the events. This one's great too, where you can pick specific dates and it shows the event details here. And we have counters, which instead of counting down, these generally count up. As we see right here, a lot of counting up going on as we scroll down. The counting starts as the element becomes visible on the page, not when the page is loaded. This one's very subtle in the background. I like the counter right here where it's just a small part of the overall design for that row, but it adds some interactivity or some action to the row as you're scrolling down. But there's a lot more going on than just the counter versus these ones where it's just counters. Those have been around for ages. But where it's just one counter or two counters incorporated into a different design, I quite like that. This is another example of that where you have a lot more going on than just the counters. And then we have the cookie notice, which you probably noticed on a lot of websites these days, asking people if they accept cookies. These will pop up automatically when you set them. The visitor does not have to click a button to see the cookie notice. It's just in this case we do because we're demoing what they look like. This is how it looks like in the bottom corner. This is how it looks like as a notification bar across the entire bottom. And then we have our shop. We'll get to that in a minute. We have audio, which allows us to add audio blocks to any page we want. I like this design right here. It's like an album almost. You can have the album cover here, and then these are the songs. You click on them and they play. And then we have search, different ways to use the search options. We'll click on the search icon and we see the search bar pop down. That's the light mode. We can have it in dark as well. You have the search be full screen. And then the burger menu. This is most common on mobile devices. Here's the default look. You click on it, here comes the menu. This looks massive on desktop. On mobile, where it's designed to be, it looks a lot better. We have simple and horizontal. That's probably not the best design for mobile. That's when you use on desktop, the horizontal. There's minimal. There's a lot of options. I encourage you to check out QWERY and check out all the design options to see if this can help your website building and make it go faster. Because the more elements you have and the more you know about the elements, the faster you can make websites. It's all good and fine to have 10,000 elements at your disposal, but if you don't know what they actually are by looking at them and learning about them, then you don't actually know they exist. You won't be able to use them in your designs. The call to action elements offer nice banners with call to action. This one has the written text or the typed out text. Something that stands out, gets people's attention on a page and hopefully gets them to do something. And there's full width blocks. This is just blocks that go the full width of the page. They can have all kinds of content in them. A lot of these are videos, but they go the full width is the point of those. And the portfolio, as I mentioned, there's a lot of portfolio options. We're not going to go through every single one of these. You can check them out when you go to this website. We're just going to go and look at some of the highlights. So let's go to the hover waves. I really like this one. As I mentioned earlier, when you hover over the portfolio image, you get the wave or flag type look. I like that a lot. And there's different types of overlays. I like the project details when you hover, so you don't have to waste time clicking through to an actual page. You get some of the details right here, making it more convenient. There's also a filter built in based on the tags or categories of your projects. And those are the grid design. And we also have the metro design, which we see here, where it's no gutter, no space between the images, and they're all arranged in an interesting fashion on the page. And speaking of the grid and metro, as you saw at the very beginning of this video, there's some premium plugins you get with the QWERY theme. One of them is the Essential Grid plugin, which helps a lot in building these portfolio grids. And that's a premium plugin normally, but it comes with the theme. And there's also Revolution Slider, which helps you build awesome sliders, including some of the ones we saw in these elements. We can have a large list for a portfolio, including hover waves. So it's just an up and down list. We could have a masonry layout. And then we can scroll. We can scroll on this one. Just different ways to display your work. And the full screen hover. When you hover over any one of these options, it shows the image full screen in the back. This one's not my favorite because depending on the color of the photo, kind of obscures what's happening with the text. And unless the photo is very high resolution, it might not look very nice in here. But it's unique. It's something different. It's something you might want to try out. And we have different layouts for single portfolio items. There's the full width. We see here. So this would be when you click on a portfolio item itself. These are the pages you come to. There's the left sidebar where it has information on the left, photos on the right. And we can switch that by going to the right sidebar. And there's also next project, previous project options, and the information for the portfolio item actually scrolls with you as you scroll, which is a nice touch. And you can have a gallery for your portfolio items. And just click on the arrow or click and drag with your mouse to change the slider image for your gallery. You can have background videos in your portfolio items. You can have custom design galleries, which basically allows you to arrange the images in your portfolio gallery however you want them. As you can see here, we have two smaller images, one full width, the second one full width. You can adjust how that gallery is set up. And you could also have it be a background image rather than a background video for the header at the top. And we have a full-fledged blog with a lot of design options. Let's just go to the standard blog. We're not going to go through every one of these because it's just different layouts for the blog content. It's the standard blog layout. If we click on any one of these, we see the full blog post, and everything you see here is also highly customizable. So you can get it exactly how you need it to suit your needs. I probably increase this font size. Probably the first thing I do for these blog posts. So there's a lot of designs for the blog. We're just going to look at a couple of the highlights. The fancy date one allows you to add a fancy date over top of the image for your blog post. This is more of a grid design. And we have extra layout 1, which makes the layouts a little unique. I like this one right here where it has just a list of blog posts and then a highlighted one on the right. And extra layout 2. It's another unique way to add blog posts to a page. This is kind of like the elements we saw under the blog news. Various ways of just displaying a certain number of blog posts that you recently published on a page. And for the single posts, there's different styles as well. These are your preset styles. You can obviously customize them however you want. That one's with a big header image. Style number 2 also has a big header image with some of the content overlapping. And style 3. I find if you can find a style that works for you, you don't have to customize it too much. It just helps you develop a whole lot faster. That's why having all these style options is quite handy. Style 4. I like it with all the information overlaid on the header image. And then we have sidebars. Those 4 were without sidebars, and then we also can add a sidebar. And this is where you'd add widgets inside the appearance menu in WordPress. You can add whatever you want on the sidebar and get third-party plugins to add even more functionality. There's a parallax style, which applies a parallax to the header. As you can see, there's different post formats. There's video formats. So this would be a video post. Click on the play button. It plays the video. Different designs for those. There's a video sticky. Click on the play button, and as we scroll down, and as the video itself goes out of view, we'll see it appear in the bottom right down here. So you can keep watching the video while reading the blog post if you can do those two things at the same time, which I can't do, but maybe you can. Either way, we've got the sticky video on the bottom if we want to have it there. There's audio post types, which, as you probably guessed, are for playing audio. Different designs for those. You can have gallery post types, which add nice galleries. A lot of different options for the design of your site. There's also a lot of WooCommerce options. If we go to Shop Default, it allows you to have a very nice pre-made design for your WooCommerce shop. You can of course customize all the colors and the content that's shown here in the customizer. But I like that the sidebar scrolls with you. I like that it has filters built in. You want to change the price, do that with the slide bar here, then choose filter, it shows only products within that price. It has these overlays, the favorite button, add to cart, view the actual item. We can see the single item page here, nice and clean, and it has all the information someone would need to purchase those products. And the design elements also go onto the cart page. Let's just add this to the cart. And let's view our cart. We also have, let me back up here. We have a little cart icon up here if we want to have it there. And it shows we have one item in the cart right now. So you can click on view cart or click right here or click on the main menu. Depends on where you put this icon. You don't have to have two of them. I recommend you don't, just have one. But you can put it in multiple places is the point. And you click on it, shows what's in the cart. You click on View Cart. There's a custom design for the WooCommerce cart, as you can see here, with the steps that still have to be done. I'm going to click on Proceed to Checkout, which will take us to the next step. We can see we're on step 2 now. You can log in as a returning customer if you want, add a coupon, fill out all the information, and then click on Place Order. This is also a custom designed cart right here. It's not the usual design you see for the WooCommerce cart. There's also a lot of layout options for the shop itself. 2 column, 3 column, 5 column, carousel. You could potentially add this carousel as a block to other pages wherever you wanted it to show up. And you have different product styles. This determines how the products appear on the shop page. So in this case, we have the image, the 3 icon buttons, and some information down here for this product. And if we change to centered, we'll see some slight changes. The text is centered instead of aligned to the left. Our icons are still where they were before. If we change to simple, we have a lot less text down here. We get the Buy Now button as we hover over it. Still over our icons, but only 2 of them. If we change to overlay, it overlays all the information when you hover. If we change to aside, it puts the buttons on the side at the top, and it adds in the categories or tags for that product. And this is all customizable. Just because you have these sets of options doesn't mean you can't mix and match them however you want. You can do all that within the customizer. So after all that, I encourage you to go to this page right here. It's linked to in the description down below, and check out how QWERY can help you in your business or help your clients. They have a summary of all the features we went over in this tutorial. And they also have the option to live preview a theme, and you can interact directly with everything you saw in this video. And they also have this sale where the price keeps increasing. So make sure you come here as soon as you can if you are interested. If you want to check out more theme reviews, check out this playlist right here where I go through various WordPress themes and everything they can do for you right there. Check out that playlist. And if you haven't done so yet, also click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. My name is Bjorn Allpass from WP Learning Lab. Until next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.